Howdy. Today we are doing a video on Protea's new augments. The one that is for her blast artillery, I think it's called. And it's actually pretty good. I very much enjoy it. I know there's a lot of people that don't like that it is centered around using your 4 ability, but it's still very good, and I really like her 4 ability actually. I think it's very underrated. So first off, here is the fashion for my Protea for anyone that's interested in that. Now, Protea's new augments. Here it is, Temporal Artillery for Blaze Artillery, not Blast Artillery. Blaze Artillery is what it's called. When Temporal Anchor is active, which is her 4th ability, one existing artillery unit will attach to Protea, halting its duration countdown, and it maxes the combo count on it to 20x, so it can't go higher than that. In case you never use her 4 and you don't know what it is, since that's usually what people subsume off, it is a very good ability that does a lot of different stuff at once and is criminally underrated. It is my favorite ability in the game in general. You drop an anchor in time, and then any amount of energy you cast, ammo you spend, health you lose, I believe, any of that stuff you do, when it sends you back in time when the duration runs out, it will refund all of it. Look at this, just sends you right back in time. So, look, my energy is back to what it was. With this, you can basically have infinite ammo and infinite energy. The reason that it doesn't shine as much as it would is because she has dispensary, which gives infinite ammo and infinite energy. I know, kind of weird that they did that. But it is still a very good ability. Now, at the end of it, it will deal damage to enemies based off of damage done. Like, look, if I simulate enemies, see that damage number right there? When the timer runs out, wherever I'm at, it's going to make an explosion that does damage and pulls enemies in. So watch. Boom. Exploded and pulled them all in. Which is pretty nice. If enemies are armor stripped especially, you can actually get that to be a nuke that literally kills everything. It does some pretty chonky damage, to say the least. On top of that, when you first cast it, you get iframes. And when you are going back in time, you get iframes. If you get knocked down while it is active, so let's unpause these enemies, cast this, and let them murder me, you don't die instead. And so, oh wait, I have Arcane Aegis equipped. Whoops. We're gonna hope it doesn't reproc and that I can die in time. Here, you can actually end it, which I'll explain in just a sec. There we go. Kill me, please. There we go. Look. Wait, what? I'm so confused. I swear I had the ability active. Am I just, like, totally schizophrenic? Hang on a second. We're going to come back in here and get rid of Arcane Aegis. And now we leave. Now we cast this. Let them murder me. Look at that. Sends you back in time. Yes, it does knock you down when you get sent back in time, but that if you're good and you know about your placements and you go into your operator, because you can't go into your operator while getting knocked down, that is not something that is the end of the world. You can easily get around that by just, you know, getting good. Basically, right? Like, if you know what you're doing, that's not going to be an issue. So you're pretty much invincible, right? Like iframes on cast, iframes when it ends, and it sends you back. You literally can't die while it's active because it will just send you back in time. It's very, very snazzy. And you can cancel it. So after you activate it, it puts you back in time when the duration runs out. If you press the ability again, it will automatically end it. Or let's say you decide you don't want to end or you don't want it to pull you back in time. You just want to get rid of the end effects, right? So there's no explosion and it doesn't pull you back in time. It doesn't refund your stuff, but you're in a bad position. Hold cast the ability and it will just make it instantly cancel. So you can do that, which is very nice if you're like put into a tough spot. So back into here, I'm sure most people know how Blaze Artillery works, right? It does damage, you get a combo. I'm going to assume you already know how it works. Temporal Artillery is literally just you cast your 4, and the first turret you cast will attach next to you. Everywhere you go, it can shoot stuff. But the cap is 20 for the combo. However, the duration does not run out. It stays next to you for the whole time. And as soon as your 4 ability ends, it doesn't get rid of the turret. It will just drop the turret at the location of where your Warframe is when the ability ends. So, you got a turret that follows you around. Something that is really, really nice about it is that it can aim anywhere. So let's pause AI, simulate. If I come over here and I cast my Blaze Artillery, it can hit these guys, obviously. If I cast my Blaze Artillery facing this direction, it cannot hit these guys. If I cast it this direction, it can start targeting that enemy, and that turns it around enough that it can then turn more to hit these guys. So if you play with the angles right, it doesn't matter too much, but it can be annoying. However, when you cast your 4 and it attaches to you, it can aim anywhere. It has a full 360 degree view. Now, in case you didn't notice right there, something else that it does is that if you have a turret on you when you cast the 4 ability, it will just take that turret to attach to you instead. So if I put that down and then I cast this and I'm next to it, bam, just grabs it instead. Now if I have one down here and then I'm over here and I cast it, it actually teleports it to you as well. So I worded that horribly. I made it sound like you had to be next to it. You don't. It will just grab one if one is down already and then pause its timer. You can see it's just paused. It didn't actually refresh the timer. So when it ends and it puts that back, it'll have whatever it had before it picked it up. It is really nice, and it pairs well with Temporal Erosion, where your Blaze Artillery and Grenade fans can armor strip while your Temporal Anchor is active. So with this, you can have a turret that follows you around, that does a bunch of damage, has 360 degree view, and armor strips. It can do some very good damage. Now we will show it killing stuff. Something that I like to do is to make sure I get the extra ability strength on the turret that I cast and have on me during my 4. So you can either get the bonus from her passive, right? See, I have it right now, and cast your turret and then go into your 4 to pick it up immediately. Or if you are at 2 out of the 3 before getting your big ability, then you can just cast your 4 and then cast your turret to get the extra 100% strength. Look at this. This is very Shnazzy. I'd say that's some good damage. And because it's automatically shooting stuff, you're also building up a pretty big nuke. So let's yah-yee. Come over here. I'm actually going to do the other version of doing this now. I'm going to put this down, cast my 4, let it murder everything, or do some damage. And then, oh wait, whoops, I accidentally, I full-ended it. That's not what I meant to do. I wanted to nuke everything. Whoops. Whoopsies. Unfortunate. Well, okay, I don't have to use that here. We'll just cast this, and then I'll spam Exorgist. Never mind, it's not doing enough damage. Okay. Strips all their armor, builds up damage, end it manually. Look at that. The nuke just killed everything that was left over. I love Temporal Anchor. Please, please, please give it a try. Try to use it. It's so good. Oh, also, more important information about Temporal Anchor. I know this is supposed to be about the Augment, but we're going over a lot of stuff on her 4 because that is very relevant to her Augment. Is during the rewind time, you can go into your operator. So let's do that. Run around all over. And then once our timer runs out and sends us back, we can literally just go into our operator and kill stuff while our Warframe goes back in time. See that? And you just go back in afterwards. Easy. Now, if you go back to it right as it gets back, like if I do this, I run around, yada, 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 we'll end it early and go in. It won't bring your Warframe to you. It'll instead put you where they were. So you might want to be a little careful on the timing for if you want to be at your Warframe or have your Warframe come to your operator, but it's not hard to get used to that. Another important thing, there's so many details about your 4, it's pretty complicated, is it's not based off duration, it's based off of distance traveled for how long it takes to bring you back to your Warframe. So if I cast my 4 and I just stand still, look at this, we'll just sit here. Here we go. Look, instant. But if, like you saw earlier, I cast my 4 and then I run around everywhere, all around. And we'll even end it early so it didn't last as long. You can see it takes much longer. Has to go however far you did to go back. So keep that in mind. That is the gist of the augments and all of the details about how your 4 actually works. So we are going to go into a mission. I know, it's one of those videos. I don't usually go into a mission while I do this stuff, but we are actually going to be doing that today. Just in case I need a weapon actually capable of killing stuff, we are going to put on the Tenant Galaxion. Where is it? Dang it, I didn't click on it. Here it is. Tenant Galaxion. And we'll switch to my Hunter Moo. It's not actually Hunter Moo, it's Blast now. Blast Electric. I have a video on this. If you check the channel, it'll be there in case you're interested in that. And I'll just slap on, I don't know, Worm, I guess. Here's what we have here, just because. Extra survivability, I suppose. And now we are going to go into a mission. We will switch to solo. We will be doing Steel Path, of course. And let's see, is there any good mission to do, like here? Exterminate? But that kind of makes running around a bit annoying. Defense Hydron? I feel like that would be a really long mission to do, though. Sabotage on Mars? I don't know, what's the best option? This video is probably going to be way too long. We'll just do Exterminate. It'll be fine. A solo Exterminate mission. You already saw the build. I do have Archon Shards on my Protea. They are 2 red for strength, 2 yellow for casting speed, and 1 blue for shield capacity, all of which are Tau Forged, in case you were wondering. And you already saw the build. While I didn't explain it, you saw what it was at the start of the video, so I don't think anyone will be too upset. Getting the first kill is always a pain. This is my problem with weapons that rely heavily on mods, like, you know, Guncio and stuff, is until you get the kills, you're not able to really do jack shit to stuff. Now, I'm not casting my abilities yet because I would like to get a bit of energy first. I just remembered energy pads are a thing. That would probably be the smart thing to do. Will let us get our energy from that. I should not die by using my shield grenade. Look at all of this damage from Glaxion, the thing that we're not even here to be showing off. It's fine. After this batch of enemies and our energy is built up from the pad and shit, I will then actually show us using the turrets. There we go. Now we come over here, cast our 4, cast our 2, and it's going to be able to kill these guys just fine. See that? Beautiful damage. People are upset that it caps out at 20 combo, but it really isn't that big of a deal. It's still going to do plenty of damage, and if you have like other ways of increasing damage, applying viral and stuff, it's even going to do more than enough damage at level cap even, or at least if you're armor stripping like with this. So it's not that big of a deal that it caps out at 20 combo. It's just fine. Another thing, someone is probably like, well, you dumbass, why don't you just use dispensary? I actually forgot Protea's got dispensary. Whoopsies. Now, I'm going to be probably struggling for energy a tad bit here, but that's because it's an Exterminate, and she doesn't really shine on Exterminates. And, I don't know, when you're able to stay in one position for at least immediate medium amount of time for your dispensary, it's a lot better. But I assure you that this build, or in most Protea builds in general, are never, ever, ever in a million years going to struggle for energy. I didn't get the bonus 100% strength on that cast. That would have been nice to do. I don't think I did on any of the other turret casts either. You can just let the turrets do all the work for you. Whee! Oh yeah, and I have Steadfast on. That also helps. Steadfast helps a lot for energy when I start spamming turrets and stuff. I love Protea. She is so fun, and this Augment makes her even more entertaining. I think it is very, very good and very much worth using. And hopefully it'll make people try out using her 4 ability more than they do at this point in time. Because it's actually a really cool, really fun, really useful ability that does not get enough praise. People shit on it and say it's Protea's worst ability, that it's terrible, you should always subsume it off because it's so bad. And I strongly disagree with that. I have done, I think I streamed it, right? Yeah, I've done level cap with Protea, and we continued for like an hour and a half after hitting level cap in Void Cascade, and the biggest thing carrying me and my friend showed that run was Protea's 4, because it's just so freaking good. It was so nice to be able to not die, like only to just get sent back in time if I get screwed over. And I could just cast, let's say I roll up to a group, or not a group, sorry, I'm really bad with words. Let's say I roll up to an area in Void Cascade, and I need to take out the Thrax and get the thing, the objective. Crap, what are they called? Exelizers. Exelizers, that's what they're called. Say I roll up to an Exelizer, and I need to capture it and stuff, and there's a Thrax there. Well, I could just cast my 4. I am then effectively invincible, and all the energy I cast won't be sent away, or I mean used up once I'm sent back in time. I would cast my 4. I can cast my 2, my turret just starts melting shit, I can do grenade fan everywhere, I can spam my 1 for infinite survivability if need be, and then as soon as I'm done killing the Thrax, I need to go to my operator. It times out, or I can force time out. I can go to my operator, kill the Thrax ghost, and then go back into my Warframe after it's done teleporting back. It just works out so perfectly. Protea is just made for Void Cascade. It's so perfect. When you do that whole combo of stuff, it is unbelievably satisfying. And I highly recommend trying it because it's so fun. Oh great, we got Violence, the guy that forces you out of your thing, right? No, or is he the one? I can't remember. I don't know. He got decimated anyways. And we finished the mission quite easily, I might add. So if you're unsure about the Augments, especially because you don't like her 4 or you've heard that her 4 ability is bad, I urge you to give it a try at the very least, right? Just give it the chance that it deserves, because they put so much effort into this ability, more effort than a lot of other abilities, because it's just so complicated, and it deserves praise because it's so cool and fun. That's pretty much it, I guess. We'll go back and I'll show you that I was telling the truth about the archive charts. Hover of the build again for those that are interested or weren't paying attention before, and then I'll end the video. Bippity boppity boo. Come down here, that's the wrong thing. Duration, casting speed, and shield capacity. And here was the build. I don't think I was proccing growing power enough. Oh, I also didn't have Energize on. Whoops, I had an empty arcane slot. I run Energize. I know she doesn't really have energy problems because I have Dispensary and her 4, and then Steadfast, Equilibrium, and Energize. I know that seems like total overkill, but sometimes there's droughts, very rarely, in, what is it, Void Cascade? And It just brought a little bit of comfort to it. You don't need this though. Neither of these are necessary. Steadfast is really nice though, just in case if you start really spamming the ever-living crap out of your abilities. But Energize isn't necessary. Just run, I don't know, Augmented, I guess. Actually, I'm probably just going to leave Augmented on here. Why not? It's going to do it for the video. If you liked the video, then leave a like and subscribe, maybe. And the link to the Discord for my channel will be in the description of the video. Adios.